What's going on, guys? It's Fight Season MMA, and today I want to make a video talking about Jon Jones' response to Tom Aspinall. He officially came out here and said something in regards to the Tom Aspinall call-out. As we all know, Tom Aspinall, after UFC 304, after knocking Curtis Blaydes out, called out Mr. Johnny Bones Jones, who went out there and really hasn't said much until right now. Jon Jones, as we all know, is the undisputed champion. Tom Aspinall is the current real champion, if you want to say, or the interim heavyweight champion. So these two really need to fight. And today in this video, we break down Jon Jones' response to Tom Aspinall. If you guys enjoy the UFC content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. That is the best way to help the channel grow. And while you're down there, please turn on the post notifications because it 100% allows you guys to stay up to date with all the UFC content I post, which comes straight from the MMA community and all the different things going on right now. But let's jump right into the video of Jon Jones' response to the Tom Aspinall call out and the fight that we all want to see, that being Jones versus Aspinall. Okay, so very recently, Jon Jones put out a tweet, and this tweet is the response to Tom Aspinall. That man said, "I'm 37 years old now. I've kicked everyone's butt. My job is finished, and to make an amazing movie. Go join Tom Brady, Floyd Mayweather, and all the other retired bad individuals." Now, this is crazy for Jon Jones to say, considering that we have two heavyweight champions right now. And if you're not a UFC fan, you would say, how can there be two champions in one division? Jon Jones is the undisputed champion. He beat Cyril Gane fair and square at UFC 285. Jon Jones was scheduled to fight Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight title at UFC 295, but 2 weeks prior to that fight happening, Jon Jones tore his pectoral muscle. That's that background story. The UFC slid in an interim heavyweight title fight, and Tom Aspinall beat Sergey Pavlovich in 1 minute and 7 seconds. So, thoroughly, the two belts would be combined into one fighter, and then Jon Jones would still get his fight with Stipe Miocic. Now, Dana White and Jon Jones have been very adamant about keeping the fight with Stipe Miocic on and not granting Tom Aspinall his shot at the belt. The only issue is Tom Aspinall just beat Curtis Blaydes at UFC 304, defending the belt prior to Jon Jones returning, which is absolutely crazy to see. I don't think there has ever been a situation in the UFC where the interim champion has defended the belt prior to the undisputed champion doing so. And that is why going around the community right now is everyone saying that Tom Aspinall is the real heavyweight champion rather than Jon Jones. The second tweet that Jon Jones put out is actually crazy to go out there and say. He said, "There are fighters literally all over the world that think they're in the back of their minds that I can beat Jon Jones. There will never be no statues of you. Go out and win more, make your name greater. That is the only way you do it." And the thing is that Jon Jones, in the standpoint that he's at, is he's had an amazing career, but he's got one more hungry individual coming out and calling him out. And beating someone like Stipe Miocic won't do much for your career. Beating someone like Tom Aspinall, who's an up-and-coming hungry phenom in that heavyweight division, would carry so much weight for someone like Jon Jones to be able to do. Now, Tom Aspinall, as we all know, shortest fight time in the UFC, least amount of punches absorbed in the UFC, incredibly massive, 6'5", incredibly big and heavy, 261 pounds, moves like a lightweight, punching speed is amazing, has got great technique, great movement, and everything that you expect from one of the greatest fighters on planet Earth right now. But Jon Jones won't take that test to prove that he is the baddest man on the planet. And it's kind of crazy because it's kind of hypocritical of Jon saying this. Now, if Jon was the first person in line to fight Aspinall and he turns him back instantly, that would be one of the best GOAT-defining moments I have ever seen, because that would be showing that Jon Jones' style and Jon Jones' career defined across legacies. In the UFC heavyweight division right now, there isn't that many great fighters and well-rounded fighters, that saying. Jon Jones is one of the only pure grapplers in the UFC heavyweight division, I should say. Now, Tom Aspinall has aspects of grappling in his game. Jon Jones is definitely a better grappler. The only other pure grappler in that heavyweight division is Jailton Almeida, but come on. There's levels to grappling. Jon Jones is a way better grappler than Jailton Almeida, even considering his age. And then you factor in the other things of the fight. If you do a stand-up kickboxing match between Almeida and Jones, Jones would flatline him in about 30 seconds. But Tom Aspinall, on the other hand, is an individual who is well-rounded. He matches up against Jones very good. He's taller than Jones. He's heavier than Jones. He's faster than Jones. It's a fight that Jon Jones loses on paper in a lot of different aspects, and that's something that Jon Jones has never really had. When he fought at light heavyweight, he was always massive. Now, I guess his body really fit the division. His legs were really skinny. He was really lean, and he had that body to be able to make 205 pounds. But now as a heavyweight weighing in probably around 250, 255 pounds, truly, Jon Jones isn't that big in the division. His legs are still small compared to someone like Tom Aspinall, who is fully built out in that heavyweight division. Is truly one of the only few really built heavyweights in the division. You look at someone like, I don't know, Cyril Gane, even though he is a true heavyweight, he doesn't have that much. He's a lot under the weight class. Someone like Tom Aspinall, who usually weighs in around 255 to 260 pounds, is a true heavyweight in that weight class. So I think that it's a very bad look for Jon Jones to be taking this fight and not wanting to go forth with it, especially since someone like Tom Aspinall is so hungry, wants to go out there and be able to beat Jon Jones, and wants to show that his legacy-defining moment is coming up here against the greatest of all time. Ultimately, this fight with Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones really needs to happen, and if it doesn't happen, it will be one of the greatest letdowns in UFC history, just because Jon Jones is too stuck up, and I think he understands the danger that's coming at him. Jon Jones's biggest element in his game is, yes, you can talk about his striking, you can talk about his grappling, but Jon Jones might have the highest fight IQ in UFC history, and I think that's coming into play right now, considering that he understands that Tom Aspinall is such a dangerous fight for him. He's so powerful, so strong, he's got everything he needs, he's built like a tank, and truly he is one of the youngest, smartest, fastest prospects the UFC heavyweight division has seen, and I think that Aspinall is an incredibly awful fight for Jon Jones to take, and truly, I think that the stuff he's saying is disrespectful. It's stuff that he's saying that truly needs to be tested. It's stuff that you should, that they say when you're scared to do to take a fight with an individual who is, I shouldn't say not as accomplished as you, but it's a fight that it's pretty apparent that Jon Jones does not want to take this fight for Tom Aspinall, and the only reason is he's saying that no one else can fight him unless if you have the same accolades as him, and that is something completely wrong because no one in the UFC has the same accolades as Jon Jones, and beating Jones for Aspinall would give him those accolades if he was granted that shot, and the only person who can do that would be Mr. Bones Jones. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video, and please comment down below what you think about Jon Jones's responses in those tweets, because truly, those are some insane tweets to say, because I think that the disrespect coming in Tom Aspinall's directions when the first time he called out Jones at UFC 304 is very respectful. He just said that I'm better than you, I think I can beat you, let's do this fight, let's unify the belt, and let's make the heavyweight division active and one champion again. And all Jon Jones said was he was trying to disrespect Aspinall. He thinks he's too little for him. He thinks that his accolades aren't enough. And he's trying to big bro Mr. Aspinall, which is something that you can't do with this up-and-coming hungry phenom in that heavyweight division. Tom Aspinall has all the abilities to become the greatest heavyweight of all time, and if Jon Jones saw this and Jon Jones understood the value in beating someone like this coming up, his career would be altered forever in the greatest moment. There is no way you could ever argue that Georges St-Pierre, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Demetrius Johnson, Jose Aldo is better than Jon Jones. You can't even do that now, but if Jon Jones beats someone like Tom Aspinall in dominant fashion, that would be the greatest cherry on top for Jon Jones, beating a 31-year-old at 37 years old who is in their prime and doing something that no one else has ever done. If you guys enjoy the UFC content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys very, very soon with more UFC content and news.